Okay, so into video number 2, I was just showing the old Arts Alliance building, which previously was a Wetherill mansion and appears to have maybe been acquired by Curtis Institute of Music, because there's a flag at the top that looks like a Curtis flag. I don't know if Curtis took it over, but it's knotted up and left there almost like, you know, it's perfect for photos and a show, if you will. So that occurred overnight, really super early morning, July 4th. Yesterday was the firemen were out here yesterday, and early in the morning, I happened to do a walk around 5-ish. I walked in the other direction. I knew there was a lot of activity somewhere because I could see police cars, but I didn't know, I didn't know what was going on. It was quiet by then, so I think everything started around 3:30 in the morning, they said. I oddly woke up at 3:30 this morning, like 3-ish this morning, and it took me a while to fall back asleep. Also, we have sanitation strike, so the folks who pick up the trash have gone on strike, so we have lots of trash out on the street. Here on Spruce, at least. I guess this is left over from when? Their day is Monday or Tuesday. I guess Tuesday is really the day for this. Up, from 21 westward, Monday is trash day when there's, as long as it's not a holiday day. And then east of 21st Street towards like 15th, 16th, or towards Broad is Tuesday. So this has been here since Tuesday. We're walking 18 to 19. So I'm not sure what prompted the strike. Like, I don't know how they decide when they're gonna strike any work, any group, any union or what have you. I'm not sure how what the process is. If it's sudden, if people didn't even know, or if they sort of plan like months in advance. I have no idea. And in fact, they had a showing yesterday over by Love Park, I believe, in that area. I saw that really quick pop up on YouTube. I didn't walk over by Love Park, so I didn't know they were over there. I just did the parade. So I tend to not come out that much. It's part of a process of escaping a very bad matrix that I talk a lot about in my videos, and I talk a lot about it on my other channel, Philadelphia Walks PTSD, which I maintain. I used a live stream, but the live stream kind of showed how easy it is for people to transmit through open lines, if you will. So you know how you read chats or comments, and maybe if you're at home, you would have a little reaction like, ugh, I want to clobber this person, So say you're live streaming around the street, and for some reason people gang up on you, maybe make some chats or comments, and you just want to shoot them through the phone. They're either like actually not aware that they come across this way, and maybe there's something going on in the transmission. People have wondered, like, how do you know how to take a text? Like, you can't tell the mood of the person on the other line or the intention, maybe. Like, what if there's interference and someone jumps in to try to make people who are texting or chatting look worse than they are? And maybe they just have a different way of communicating and they didn't even know. Some people know they want to hurt someone. Some people don't know that what they write could come across in a tone that's, going to upset the receiver. So live stream will show that immediately. Because 5 people can read a chat or a comment differently. What's the difference? Depends, everyone's on a different radio wave or wavelength. The old way would be that we're on the same wavelength. What if, it's almost better to not see bad intentions and to just live life, unless you have to look for actual threats. But it's, if you're just a regular person, if there's a, like the ideal thing would be to be able to sort of not pick up on any nuance or innuendo or any attitude or anything, and to just sort of, you know, sometimes it's easier for people to do that than others. Easier said than done, as they say. Dim sum on the square, and I would wonder if they wanted to dim some people's lights. I would actually wonder that at this point in time. They have a Jane's Dim Sum House up on Chestnut around 20th, I guess. 20th or 21st. And I wondered if it was part of my radio wave matrix and my family's matrix, because my Aunt Jane and my mom passed away during the pandemic, as did my dad. And, you know, I have no idea how language gets created in every country, but it can get weird. Some people actually read things a certain way, and they will actually look at the, you know, the idea of a hidden message, even if it seems like obvious. Like dim sum, oh, that's funny. Like, it seems immature to read it that way, but is it? So that's become the question for some who have a certain angle to see if people are sending subversive messages to their own wavelength people or those in the know. Tennessee in the house here with this maroon Grand Cherokee. So I saw that there was a flood in Texas. They both start with T-E. So some people even go that far. Just like my name starts with S-H-A. So anytime S-H-A comes up, people will look at that. That's how crazy it gets. I don't know if it's, I have no idea, like, if people have found connections, but language seems to be important. But in Texas, sadly, in a place called Kerrville, Kerrville, just northwest, I guess, of San Antonio, major flooding, like some onset of a storm and major flooding and kids at a camp, and, you know, wow, you know, it's every once in a while this comes up in the news, you know, people having to grab onto trees, and it's, I just feel like it's a harsh world out there. You're lucky if you get through unscathed. So every once in a while there are people who somehow don't have really bad things happen to them. I would see coleslaw as coleslaw or coleslaw. And this is with an angel, with a halo. And this would be, you know, a traffic light box or an electric box. Again, transmission and frequency are always in question in terms of a lot of things in life. And I wonder what the highest level people know. What secrets do people know who actually harnessed electricity for our usage? You know what I mean? Do you know how to harness electricity? Like, in my day, we learned about, I don't know if they still teach this in schools. In my day, we learned about, you know, water works, like the paddle. You know, at a paper mill, they had a, what are they called? Water mill, like a mill, if you will. And that round thing with paddles the water, and it generates electricity. So clearly we are not working, are we? We have a waterworks. Somehow water can be